Hello everybody, and welcome to another Game News Roundup. We are continuing where we left off last time, talking about Xbox, exclusivity, the future of Xbox. Phil Spencer, Microsoft Gaming CEO, last week came out an interview, and now another interview came out with Phil Spencer, being asked about exclusivity, Xbox games being going platform, more games coming to Nintendo and PlayStation. Obviously, he did last week come out and say that, yes, they are going to be supporting the Switch too. And my prediction was that Xbox would be the biggest third-party supporter on the Switch 2, which seems a little nuts. But when you remember, oh yeah, they own Call of Duty now, and Call of Duty will be coming to the Switch 2, most likely starting this year, with whatever Call of Duty 2025 ends up being, potentially even older Call of Duty games coming to the Switch too. And obviously Minecraft, which continues to be one of the best-selling games on the Switch, and is the best-selling game worldwide across all platforms combined, with over 300 million units sold. And all the other games that are now coming to more platforms, where they released, Grounded, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, and Sea of Thieves last year, all 4 on PlayStation, 2 of them on Switch. So we probably will see Sea of Thieves coming to Switch 2, and a bunch of other games. But new interview came out with Phil Spencer here, with Destin Legarie. If you want to check it out, it was posted on his Patreon page and reported by Eurogamer. Phil Spencer was asked if Xbox games like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Starfield will continue to have exclusive windows. If you're wondering what that means, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle came to Xbox and PC in December, and is coming to PS5 this spring. Starfield came out a year and 4 months ago, something like that, on Xbox and PC. No word yet on the PS5 release, or I don't know if it would run on a P plus Switch too, but you do enough optimization, downgrading in the visuals, it probably could work on the Switch too. Not that we know the exact powers of the Switch 2 just yet. But here's the key thing he said. Phil Spencer says, there's no reason for me to put a ring fence around any game and say this game will not go to a place where it would find players, where it would have business success for us. Our strategy is to allow our games to be available. So yeah, when people are saying, yes, Xbox, I know people are like, oh my god, they're releasing more games. Xbox is releasing more games on other platforms. Like, well, yeah. The higher-ups at Microsoft are keeping a closer eye on Xbox than in the past, because they spent $70 billion on Activision Blizzard, $7.5 billion on Bethesda, and all of the other studios probably had another $2-3 billion on all the other studios they have acquired over the years. They've probably spent $80 billion on bolstering Xbox's development studio pipeline of studios and games that they have coming out. And some games are still only coming to Xbox, at least at first. This year we got Avowed and South of Midnight coming to Xbox and PC. Doom the Dark Age is also coming to PS5. No word on Fable yet. Obviously, Call of Duty is remaining multi-platform, still remaining on PlayStation, and is coming to Nintendo with the Switch 2 for the first time since, I think, Call of Duty Ghosts, since 2013, I think it was, on the Wii U. Correct me if that year is off. It might be 2012. I don't remember the exact year when Call of Duty games, but it was the early days of the Wii U, and obviously the Wii U absolutely bombed, and there's no way they really could have gotten current Call of Duty. 2013, says Emerald. Thank you, Emerald. If you're wondering, I am currently live streaming this on Twitch, twitch.tv/TrunksWD, if you want to check this out. 2012 was Black Ops 2. Thank you, Emerald. See? It's like, okay, I was roughly right, so I was right. I just wasn't 100% sure I was right. So, yeah, they're releasing more games on more platforms. And Spencer goes to add, Game Pass is an important component of playing the games on our platform. Obviously, and you say now on PC, although obviously Game Pass is most of the players on Game Pass are on Xbox consoles versus PC. Even though price-wise, you get way more bang for your buck on PC because it's $12 a month for PC Game Pass. You get games day one. Well, to get games day one on Xbox, you gotta do Game Pass Ultimate tier for $20 a month. So, yeah, anyways, Game Pass is an important component of playing the games on our platform, but to keep games off other platforms, we don't think is the path. That's not a path for us. It doesn't work for us. So, the more platforms you release your games on, the more copies you're going to sell of said games, the more money you're going to make. However, that obviously will come at the hit of your sales of your consoles. So, there is that. And hold on a minute, guys. I have to ban a bot in my Twitch chat. Okay. So, yeah, there's pluses and minuses. Obviously, you're going to sell more games. You're going to bring more revenue and profits that way. But then you sell less of, Microsoft will sell less Xbox consoles. I expect to see Xbox consoles to continue going in the future. I expect at least one more generation. I do see some changes going in the future. Microsoft has in the past, when they sell an Xbox console, they lose $100, $200, maybe even more on every Xbox sold, which is then made up on game sales, subscriptions to Game Pass. In the past have been Xbox Live Gold subscriptions, and so on and so forth. But now, going forward, I don't see them willing to lose that much money on Xbox consoles. The $200+. Maybe at launch, maybe they'll take a small hit or just break even on Xbox consoles, where a year subscription to Game Pass will be enough to break even and make a little bit of money, or they sell one or two games, full price games, obviously not like $5, $10 indie games, but full price games, and that'll be enough to make some money fairly quickly, if not right out of the gate. And also with rumors that potentially the next Xbox might be a more open platform. As I've discussed this, the past speculation, we'll see what happens, what they end up doing. They definitely are a huge fan of the Steam Deck and the Switch. I wouldn't be, and the Rogue Ally and other these PC handhelds. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something that's an Xbox handheld PC, where Xbox is the main focus of it, but you'll also have access to your Steam library, your Epic Games Store library, and other PC stores and whatever is available. And like with the Steam Deck, games will then be verified to be able to run on it. It's personally what I would prefer over a dedicated console that only plays whatever Xbox games are on. I like to have access to my full lineup. And I feel like in the long run, other than the fact it might end up costing a whole lot more money, and obviously there's the risk of they sell it and people who buy it only play their Steam game. So then more likely they're only going to sell it for the worst case, break even, but most likely would sell it even for a small profit, even if they're trying to make sure as many users of it use Xbox. There will be those who would only use Steam on it, type of deal, if they have an open platform. But it's all speculation. We'll find out in, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whenever they decide to unveil their plans for their next consoles. Spencer, in this same interview, he continued, what we're doing now, we think really enables us to build the best platform of the world for the world's best games, because the world's biggest games are available in multiple places, and more creators are asking us, how do we stay connected when our game might be playable in all these different places, and we want Xbox to be absolutely the platform that enables that. We think that makes us unique, releasing their games on as many platforms as possible. Compared to, PlayStation, which releases games, they are releasing pretty much all their games on PC now, just down the line. In the future. A year in the future. 2 years in the future. And Spider-Man 2, at the time of this recording, is 3 days away, coming to PC, which is like 15 months after it came out to the PS5. Rise of Ronin was just announced for PC. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth just came to PC last week. Exclusivity feels like that is dwindling down. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to a point where PlayStation releases their games day and date on PC. Do I see PlayStation releasing the games on Xbox? Sales with how well PlayStation consoles sell versus Xbox sales? Probably not. Obviously, if Xbox was the leader and it was selling as well as the PS5, well, PS5 was selling only 20, 30 million units, the tunes would be different. I'm sure that all these Xbox games that are, more and more coming to other platforms, probably be seeing less of that, even if we're still seeing day and date on PC. Yeah. So it's semantics of the fact that the PS5, according to our estimates here on VG Charts based on the best available data we have, has sold about 70 sell-through to consumers, about 71 million units worldwide as of January 4th, 2025, according to our best estimates based on the data we have extrapolated to get worldwide figures. And our Xbox Series X and S, we have about just over 32 million units lifetime, which is a little lagging, just a way behind. Also the Series X and S is actually lagging behind the Xbox One at this point. As I was mentioning earlier in stream, the Series X and S at 32 million sold, and it sold about 5 million units last year. Sales are probably going to keep dropping over the next couple of years. Yeah, the Series X and S is probably going to move about 2 more places, you say, on the best sellers video game platforms list to 17th place, passing the N64 and Genesis with 34 million. I only see the Series X and S maybe getting to 40 to 45 million, maybe lifetime, depending on when the next Xbox launches. Compared to the Xbox One, which is about 58 million that the Xbox One ended up selling lifetime. And obviously, again, PS5 is up here in 13th place currently with 71 million units sold. And then obviously, he's not far away from moving up the list, and the PS5 should have no problem crossing 100 million, getting up passing the Wii and the PS1. It's just, when does the PS6 come out? If it comes out in 2027, it'll be might not quite reach PS4, but obviously PS5 is overall, I would say, a more profitable generation than the PS4 generation has been. I mean, obviously you could say because the PS4 was $300 and the PS4 Pro was $400. Well, the PS5 is $450 for the digital edition, $500 for the standard disc drive edition, and $700 for the PS5 Pro. So yeah, the consoles are being sold for a lot more money than they were last generation. Spencer was also asked that the change in strategy for Xbox would mean it may lose its identity. Being asked about fans, about losing their identity, what's the point of having an Xbox still, and all that jazz. So yeah, Spencer goes on to say, I hear them. I'm pretty active in our player base, and I'm active in the community. I mean, to me, at this point, I pretty much play PC. I have... Down here, he'll see the Xbox app for Game Pass stuff, and I have Steam for third-party stuff, and PlayStation stuff, and whatnot. I still consider myself an Xbox gamer, a PlayStation gamer, even though I'm playing them on PC now. Spencer goes on to continue. I think our identity will continue to evolve, which, frankly, it always has. But when I hear concerns about is my library of games safe? Am I still going to be able to play the games? And I think over the years, I'm proud of the commitment we've shown to respecting purchases on our platform through backwards compatibility, through cross-entitlement, Xbox Play Anywhere, through crossplay, things that we've done to enable people to continue to play, so I hear that. So yeah, Xbox has generally been the best, starting with the Xbox One at least, with backwards compatibility. With the Xbox One, they open up backwards compatibility with original Xbox and 360 games. Obviously not every game is backwards compatible. And the Xbox Series X and S is compatible with pretty much 99.9% of Xbox One games. I think the 0.1% of games that don't work on the Series X and S, Kinect games. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, all your Xbox One games work fine on the Series X and S. And obviously, at least first-party-wise, even a decent amount of third-party-wise, they have a thing called Xbox Play Anywhere. So you own the game on Xbox, open up the Xbox app on your PC, and your game is right there, including your cloud saves. You can play on Xbox, you can play it on PC. Obviously not every third-party game has it, but at least first-party-wise, you have that option to play them on the Xbox PC app, the Xbox app on PC, and on your Xbox consoles. You can bring them over. Obviously, there's still work to be done. There are, classic first-party Xbox games not on PC yet. Ones like Fable is not on the Xbox app on PC. A lot of Gears games are missing. Halo 5 is missing. You know, although every Halo game is pretty much on there except Halo 5. But like, you think of some classic games, like they got to bring more of their stuff over to the Xbox app, which I know they are working on. So we'll see if those older games ever make their way to PC. I think the easiest way would be like a Gears of War collection or a Fable trilogy. That's personally what I would do, but I'm not running Xbox. So, Spencer goes on to say, I see the investments we're making in platform and how we want Xbox to show up in multiple places. Obviously, as I mentioned, more games coming to Nintendo, PlayStation. All games are day and date on PC. And your library to be available there. When I think about buy to stream, so if I buy a game, I'll be able to stream it to devices. This is all about making sure that your library of games that you own on Xbox are playable in multiple places. So I'd say it's an evolution of our identity. But I believe it's an identity that this industry needs. Obviously, referring to streaming devices, your phone. Streaming your stuff through Xbox Cloud Gaming on your phone. Of course, you need fast enough internet to be able to do that. But here we be. He goes on to conclude, when you think about where this industry is now and you see the challenges, we've seen like 20, 30,000 people in the gaming industry laid off in the last couple of years. The business challenges that are out there for many companies, I think us making games more accessible to more people has just got to be front and center for us. as an industry, so we continue to see great games that we've seen over the years. So yeah, you'd be more willing to spend more money to develop a game for a specific, well, it's going to be exclusive to this thing. So its maximum amount of sales is going to be X. But if we also release it on Y, it'll sell more, so maybe we can invest more. And obviously, why are we seeing more Xbox games on more platforms? Well, they're trying to avoid layoffs. They're trying to improve their profits. Obviously, profits are king, especially with Microsoft. If you don't know, Microsoft makes like $20 billion in profits every quarter. Ish. Obviously, it varies from quarter to quarter, but we're talking $80 to $100 billion in profits a year. Xbox, at this point, revenue-wise, is as big as Windows. It is now one of their biggest divisions. I mean, sure, it's smaller than Azure, their cloud stuff and their AI stuff at this point, but it is as big as Windows, revenue-wise. And Microsoft wants Xbox profitability to grow and be as profitable as other divisions in the company. So, again, as I mentioned, I don't see Microsoft going to sell an Xbox console and willing to lose $200+ on each console. So maybe $50, where one or two games sold, they'll make money overall. Or, a year of Game Pass. But that's just my thinking. Where my thoughts are. It also generally means, even it seems like Sony's doing the same thing. Less willing to sell a console at a big loss. So I think that's enough of me rambling on. But yeah, I do see exclusivity becoming less of a thing. Not just with Xbox. Nintendo is their own thing. Okay, I'll admit, Nintendo, they do their own thing. I would love for Nintendo to release their games on PC. Man, their games would run so much better on PC than they do on a Switch. So many games run terribly on the Switch that if you had them on PC, at least they would run at a stable FPS. So many games on the Switch don't even run at 30 FPS. But heck, Switch 2, hopefully, with being backwards compatible, does mean Switch 1 games on the Switch 2 will run better. Even if they don't look better, as long as they're more stable frame rate, that would be nice. But yeah, Xbox, day and date on Xbox consoles and PC, everything at this point. More and more games we're seeing coming to PlayStation and Nintendo. And there were rumors, speaking of Halo the Master Chief Collection coming to at least PlayStation, maybe even the Switch 2 this year. And obviously, you see this photo here. Obviously, nothing is confirmed what is coming out, but Starfield is open. I wouldn't be surprised if Elder Scrolls 6 is multi-platform. Probably come out on, well, who knows when it'll come out. The PS6 and the next Xbox and PC, who knows what it'll be called, the next Xbox. I feel like they come up with a better name. I've joked. Here's me rambling on. I've joked that they should go Xbox 7. I know, wait, isn't that their 5th generation Xbox? Technically, yes. However, original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One X, Series S, Series X. Oh, there's 6. And then Xbox 7. That's still not a great name. It's still better than everything they've come up with. I don't know. Xbox Infinity, maybe? Because they have the 360, so, Infinity, I don't know. That wouldn't be terrible, Xbox Infinity. Obviously, you gotta remember, they're called Xbox, so I don't see them leaving the console market, even if they become niche and they only sell 20 to 30 million consoles per generation. I do see them going forward with 2 Xbox platforms. Obviously, a more dedicated Xbox Eclipse, says Emerald. Actually, it's not a bad name. That's not bad at all. It's better than what they've been doing. It's not the worst console names ever, but it's not great. I'm expecting a standard console with good specs for $500, $600. What they've been doing, right? Whatever. For the core gamers, the more hardcore gamers, and then something more like a Steam Deck for still probably $400 minimum, probably $500. But it's sold at a profit, or maybe sold at about even, or just maybe a slight loss at launch. We'll see. That's my guess. That's what I'm seeing as a dedicated console and something more of a Steam Deck. And maybe even the dedicated console being more open. Maybe you have your Steam games on it. Which, funny enough, if you think about it, if you have access to your Steam library on an Xbox console, PlayStation games are on there. So, in a roundabout way, that's how Microsoft could get PlayStation games on an Xbox platform. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. But anyways, that's enough of me the rambling on. If you enjoyed this rambling on session, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Where do you see Microsoft going in the future? Does my speculation make sense? Is it a little ridiculous? Is it a little too risky? Well, I feel like they need to do something to change things up, to make themselves a little more distinct. Being a more open platform could be a way to do it. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time for some more gaming news, gaming sale, and gaming industry information in the Game News Roundup. And if you want to check out any of the articles here, if you want to check out VG Charts, links down in the description below.